esteemed guests, distinguished faculty members, proud parents, and my fellow talented students. It's an honor to stand before you today as your sports captain, Charvi. I am filled with an immense sense of pride as I share our collective achievements in the field of sports. Our school sporting history has been marked by incredible triumphs, setting milestones that speak volumes about our commitment to excellence. Today is not just about celebrating victories. It's about acknowledging the dedication and perseverance that drives us in our athletic pursuits. Under the guidance of sportsmanship of Mr. Gopi Krishna and Mr. Srinivas, we have conducted many sports inter-house events from grade 1 to 10. From grade 1 to 10, we had 50 meters running race, grade 1 to 3, sack race grade 4, and multitasking from grade 1 to 4. Our tiny tots gave dashing performance, and the teamwork made one house to raise the shield. And any guesses? Yes, it's absolutely correct. It's greenhouse. I request Preeti ma'am to take the shield.
Request Preeti ma'am to please come on the rise and take the sports trophies to the masters of AVIS.
Multitasking, it's wow. That's great. That's not one, it's tie. My God, are not my juniors very active and passionate towards sports? Yes. I request Sunita. Now stepping to grade 5 to 10 inter-house sports event were conducted in Coco, basketball, chess, caroms and running race. Regarding giving shield was a toughish part of all the teams as they gave their very best. But as the nature says, one wins and fall to each other. Let these victories be catalysts for greater achievements. Let them inspire us to push our boundaries and aim for greater heights. I am confident that with our unwavering commitment, collaborative team.
My dear students of Akshara Vaagdevi International School, Pallavi Group Schools, Arihant Educational Society, the respected teaching faculty, the supporting staff, the parents, Sri Komaraya Garu, the chairman of the Pallavi Group, and the man behind all this show, ever ready, Sri P.L. Srinivas Garu. Good evening to all of you. On the occasion of the annual day celebrations, I convey my warm wishes to all the dear students, teachers, the faculty, the teaching staff, others who made this to happen. In fact, the performance of the tiny tots is so impressive. It was simply spellbinding. I could make out that lot of effort went in, lot of preparation went in. So I should congratulate each person who is actively involved in this particular process. And on this annual day, so I extend my warm wishes. In fact, because of my duties as a commissioner who look after these exemption matters, educational institutions, last 1 month onwards, I keep getting invitations from various institutions that they conduct some cultural day or sports day and they were requesting participate as a guest. But what is most impressive in this particular program, it is not just annual day or some program. You made it to happen with a particular theme. That is really wonderful. It's not that just annual day you are celebrating. You have a particular theme that is Vedic Vista. In fact, I still remember a couple of months back, I met one educationalist who runs one corporate school. And as in a casual discussion, he was mentioning, sir, we don't teach any languages or social studies in our school because they are not of any use for the student. This is the general perception nowadays that you don't need to know the history, the culture, how we evolved, because all these are not going to get the employment for the child. Now the big question comes, whether education means only the employment, whether education means only making a few things which will fit them into a computer science job or a medical profession or a chartered accountant, or education means something else. The answer, in fact, I'm quite impressed. The head boy of the school in his inaugural speech has mentioned, for us, education is a continuous learning process. It is a process of evolving. I really appreciate the school, the management, Mr. Srinivas Garu, and all the people who are behind. You made it to happen. You drove the point very clear. Education is not just bugging a few things. Education means to know in a comprehensive way. In fact, when the school of thought is the culture, the history is not at all required, you are going to prove them wrong. That you need to know all this, how we evolved, how we came to the existence, and what is the essence of this, all these things. The mankind which started probably 30,000 years back, and subsequently all these cultures evolved. Somewhere around 3,000 years BC, the four great civilizations started. Whatever the Egyptian civilization, whatever the Iraq civilization, whatever the Vedic civilization which prevailed in Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, and the Chinese civilization. We have great lessons to learn from these lessons. In fact, whatever the changes now we are seeing, whatever the progress we are witnessing, all these are the hard efforts. In fact, we could see how the Upanishads evolved, how the Vedic performance evolved, and I am very sure they are going to take us through up to the independence, all the Delhi Sultan, all these things. Because of this, now what we are today. So in fact, as Mr. Srinivas Garu was telling, when you travel abroad, when you say that you are from India, the look is something different. You are from a country, you are from a place which is highly cultured, highly civilized. Now, it is our duty, it is our onerous duty to know what is our culture, where to build up, how to build up. This is very much required. So I especially congratulate the school management. You are not only celebrating the annual day, but your annual day is celebrated with a purpose, with a theme. I really appreciate it. I am equally happy to know that the next year theme is also designed. Not this, only the Vedic, how India evolved from independence up to the day. This is what it is. In fact, the students from, I have a appeal to all the students here. When you walk out of your education institution, when you enter into any other professional degree, or when you travel abroad, whatever is there, if somebody asks you from which institution you are, if you say, I am from Akshara Vaagdevi International School or Pallavi International School, the face should come with a bright smile. Yes, you are from a prestigious institution. This is what it is expected. Please know the culture, please know the values, please know how we evolved. The education does not mean that getting an employment or doing some computer course. The education means to first behave like a civilian. How to understand, what to do, what not to do. But here I have one piece of advice also. Please notice, in fact, for one change, one evolution, it took initially few thousands years, and subsequently those 1,000 years have come down to hundreds of years, and now the pace at which the changes are coming is very, very fast. In fact, it took almost 500 years to invent a telephone. It took almost 100 years to get into the cell phone, but now the wireless technology is speaking. What I mean to say is the technology, the inventions, the developments are happening very, very fast. And what is key is you have to change with the time. You have to change, you have to adapt. But what is most important is change with consistency. It's not that you change all your things overnight and you are going to behave like a different person. Your change should come. It is a welcome change. It should come for the good. But at the same time, we should carry our values, the consistent values, the values which cannot be ignored, shall be continued. Please keep this in mind. We should welcome the changes, but change with some value-based system. And before coming to this particular place, I was thinking, what the best thing I can share with you, because I have the habit of trying to put a little motivation in the minds of the children. So what is the best thing I can tell to these children who assembled here, who struggled a lot and who showcased such a wonderful performance? So I was just, in fact, the parents who are the main pillars for the development, as Honorable Minister has said, it's not the education means that now the parents are very determined, not that you want to give them asset, you want to give one vehicle, but what is more important for the children, the parents now is to give the education, to grow them up, to make them up for the society. So one example I can quote probably which will be thought-provoking for all of you. See, in fact, couple of months back I was watching a shuttle badminton match over the TV. So mother and father were watching a child to play, and mother was so nervous because her child always wants to win the game. She doesn't want to lose the game. And he was so scared if the daughter loses the game, how she will behave on the court, whether she will break down, what will happen. She was more worried about the behavior of the child if she loses the match. So that match was a very tough match. It was an international match, and unfortunately the child lost the match. She lost the match very narrowly. And to the surprise of the parents, the child did not cry over the court. The child did not make any other way gestures in the court, but the child quietly went up to the opponent and she offered her hand, she lifted her from the ground, she congratulated, she hugged her and she came out. So it was the mother's surprise. Mother was expecting that the child will break out after the loss of the match. But it happened in the other way. Child behaved more maturely. So either the children or the parents, please remember, either it's a cultural activity or a sports activity or for that matter it's education. It's not that you will always win. It's not that you will always score 100%. It's not that you will get a good rank. There is a possibility if somebody else deserves it, if somebody else made a better effort, they are going to put up a better performance and you need to accept that. Please keep in this mind, the life, the game, the education is not all about winning. It is how humbly, how gracefully you accept the defeat also. Please keep this in mind, and I request all the parents, please drive these particular points to your children. Nowadays, the parents, all the children are highly pampered. In fact, I pamper my children because only 2 or 3 children are there and we try to give everything. But please remember, when they go to the society, when they get exposed to the society, the challenges will be thrown. And at the time, the child shall be ready to face it. You cannot lay down road for the child everywhere, but you have to prepare the child for the road. That is most important. And the second little thought-provoking thing I would like to put into your mind is, in fact, why I am telling more about the sports is, normally this is a children's general mentality to like the sports and to get attached with it more. One of the best matches I have seen in the recent World Cup is Glenn Maxwell's match. In fact, I request all of you, you go back and see it in the YouTube. When the match was played, all the Australian team were out and the target was very steep and Glenn Maxwell was fighting at one end. And after that he developed the cramps. He was virtually lying flat on the pitch. He was not able to lift the bat also. Suddenly he stood up and he started playing something as if the Kantara movie, somebody will come in and shout in your ear that, oh, you have to get up. So, why I am narrating that? There are the moments where you need to motivate yourself. There are the moments where you have to stand up, where you have to play for this country, where you have to play for your institution, where you have to play for your society. Stand up. I am for that. I am going to do this. Come what may, whatever may be the others, but I will give my best. Have that killer determination that on this particular thing I am going to do this. So please show this particular match to all your children. Glenn Maxwell's playing match against Afghanistan, how determined he was, how he played, and despite his limitation, despite his cramps, despite his body pains, he scored 201 not out. So these two things, one is a shutler losing the match and accepting it gracefully, and one individual standing there and playing for the country and making it to win. These two things, whether it is a culture, whether it is a sports, whether it is a education, accept it. Give your best performance, and things will follow. If somebody else deserves it, please accept it gracefully. Otherwise, you please go back and check what are the things which stopped you from attending all these things, what prevented you from becoming a winner. Definitely you will improve. When your next performance comes, you should become. In fact, that's what I am telling the head boy's message. And before I conclude, I have one small appeal to all the children. The most important thing which I noticed in the recent time is the effect of the social media. It is very, very disturbing to see a small kid sitting for hours together and watching the mobile, or sitting before the Netflix or Prime and watching the movies. And it is equally saddening to see that the parents, to make the child to eat, they switch on something on the screen and make him to watch, and you push some food into his mouth. Please think a while. Is it good? Any technology, any development, any invention should become your servant. It should help you to become, to shape up as an individual. If something is dominating you, it is wrong. It is just like a pillow. The pillow should give you the comfort when you put it below your head. But if the same pillow, you try to keep it on your face, you will become suffocated. So please, children, I appeal, you make use of the technology, you make use of your mobile or Facebook or whatever it is there, but to the extent where it will help you to shape up as an individual, to inculcate some good habits, to inculcate some good messages, to inculcate something. In fact, one of my friend was mentioning, he keeps watching the cricket matches, and I asked him one day, why you spend so many hours? He said, no Bala, I don't waste the time, but I get inspired. Somebody is standing in the ground, playing for the country. Whenever I feel low, I see the match, I see somebody hitting sixes, then I motivate myself and go back and I prepare myself. So, as long as something is motivating you, as long as something is helping you, then it is good. But if you are becoming addicted to that, then you are ruining your whole life. So the social media, the electronic gadgets, parents or children, please keep this in mind. And before I conclude, in fact, the auspicious
stage big ravale sir ko memento ivale Murli garu, Sri Hari garu, Dr. Ravi garu, Sneha garu, Mrs. Dr. garu, mana Sushil garu, ఇంకెవరున్నా అక్కడ నిఖిల్ గారు రండి పైకి రండి సార్ ఓకే సార్ కంటిన్యూ.
Before I conclude, just when we lit the lamp there, I was just counting, there are 6 lamps. 6 lamps we lit, and I feel all these 6 are symbolizing 6 great things in life. For the child to grow up, to shape up yourself as a good and responsible citizen of this country, please have 6 habits. First is, be honest. Honest to yourself. Yes, I did my best. I am not here to please somebody. I did my best. I did as per my capabilities. Please be honest. And number 2, have the courage to accept that I don't know this. Courage to accept that I cannot do this, but I'll improve myself. I'll learn. Have that courage. Third, have and make that industry. This is most important. There is no substitute for the hard work. Hard work shall. In fact, it is 99% perspiration and 1% inspiration. You people have to work hard. Manjula Vani garu. Fourth one is your communication skills. This is the most important thing. You know so many things, but if you are not able to express, it is of no help. In fact, the world is looking at the best communication skills. Please do that. And next is, the 5th one is, how that justice, how that idea, what is good, what is wrong, how the good should prevail, fight for the right cause. We should fight for the right cause. And last is, how the compassion for the children, how the compassion for your fellow beings, how the compassion for your surrounding people, because all we are ultimately human beings. Somebody else may be little more, somebody else may be little less, but all we are equal on this Mother Earth. So these 6 lamps, please remember, the honest, the courage, the hard work, and the communication, then the knowledge, the hard work, and have the compassion. If you have these six lights which are lit up in your mind, then sky is the limit for you. And you will make all the parents very proud. As I told you, the moment somebody steps out and tells, I am a student of Akshara International, or I am a student of Pallavi, the broad smile shall come. Yes, he is the best bet, he is the best person, and he is the person with the values. So I sincerely thank Mr. Srinivas Garu and all the management for making me part of this Vedic program, Vedic system. So it's a wonderful, sir. In fact, I have attended few school day functions in the recent past, but I have not seen such a program which is well planned with a theme and well organized also. So I appreciate Mr. Srinivas Garu and all the faculty. God bless you. Thank you, Varadna.
Thank you very much. The Balakrishna Garu is exemption for the income taxes. Particularly, all the parents should feel happy because we got exemption from the government of India. That's why our fees is less. All the institutions. He is the boss for the Telangana, Andhra Pradesh and Orissa. He is IRS. He knows how to impress the parents and the children. He knows how to become a UPSC, how they have to write and etc. He will take the classes in future in our school. He has, I request him, next meeting, all the students, those who are going upper level, up to 11th and students, for that, sir, you have to give the lecture. Thank you so much, sir. Komaraya garu, dayachesi sir ku meeru moment iyyavalsindiga. So much, sir.
Come on, take.